The room was already tense when it happened. The digital clock on the wall flashed 5:42 a.m., and the command room of Falcon Air Base was filled with the low hum of screens, the shuffle of boots, and the clipped voices of officers analyzing satellite feeds. But then, the automatic doors slid open, and every officer in the room stood up, instantly, not because of rank, not because of routine, but because of who had just walked in. She stepped across the threshold with a calm, measured stride. Lieutenant Commander Aria Hale, the woman whose name had become a legend, whispered across spaces, classrooms, and briefing halls. She was the kind of leader who didn't need to raise her voice. Her presence alone commanded respect. No medal on her chest. No unnecessary ribbons, just a simple flight uniform and eyes that looked like they had already seen tomorrow's battlefield. The morning that changed everything the night before. The base had received an encrypted message. A high-risk hostage transport plane had gone dark over hostile airspace. No communication, no radar return, just gone. A rescue operation was already underway. But something felt off. The data didn't add up, and every second was costing lives. Aria walked straight toward the center table where the senior officers stood frozen. She nodded once. Give me everything. Screens lit up. Maps shifted. Coordinates blinked. She scanned the data faster than anyone in the room could follow. Her mind was trained for crisis. Every detail mattered. The command room felt her intensity ripple through the air. An officer cleared his throat. Ma'am, all indications show the aircraft went down here. She didn't even look up. That's wrong, she said quietly. The room fell silent. Aria tapped the map with the back of her pen. They're not down. They were forced to change altitude. Someone jammed the signal. This, she circled another sector, is where they are. A young lieutenant frowned. But ma'am, there's no reason they would. Aria looked at him, soft but sharp. Fear makes you predictable. Training makes you strategic. They would choose survival. This terrain gives them the best chance. The room shifted. Officers exchanged glances. They trusted her. Her instincts had saved lives before. The decision, nitrate monoxide one else, could make Keishi step toward the operations console and took command with one sentence. Prepare the rescue coordinates. Launch Bravo Wing. Everyone moved. She was the first to walk toward the airfield, but a senior commander stopped her. Lieutenant Commander Hale, you're not cleared to fly this mission. She looked him dead in the eye. Then clear me. But protocol didn't lose communication, she said. Protocol won't bring them home. I will. The commander stared for a long moment, and then slowly nodded. He knew. There are days when paperwork leads, and days when leaders do. In the sky, the truth, APPA, minutes later. Her jet cut through heavy clouds as if it were slicing through fear itself. Her voice came through the intercom. Bravo Wing. Formation split in 3. Follow my lead. The storm ahead was brutal, the kind that made even experienced pilots tighten their grip. But she didn't waver. Then she saw it, faint, flickering, almost invisible, a distress flare. Her breath caught. There you are. The missing transport aircraft was grounded in a narrow canyon, surrounded by hostile scouts closing in. Without hesitation, she lowered altitude too low for safety, just right for courage. She opened the comms. Bravo Wing, defensive arc. I'm going in. Ma'am, that's too dangerous. That's exactly why I'm going. The rescue that turned into LAG&D, her jet roared directly above the canyon, engines screaming like a warning from heaven. The hostile scouts froze. The distraction was perfect. Moments later, Bravo Wing descended. Boots hit the ground. Doors were forced open. Every hostage shaken, exhausted, terrified was lifted out and secured. Aria landed her jet and sprinted toward them herself. One young soldier, barely 19, looked up at her with tears in his eyes. You came. You actually came. She placed her hand on his shoulder. Always. We never leave our own. Those words would later become the motto inscribed on the new wing of Falcon Base. The return, and why every officer, stood up when she entered the command room, hours later. When every officer stood up again, it wasn't because she had just led a rescue mission. They stood because she led with courage when logic said stop. She trusted instinct. When numbers failed, she chose lives over rules. She walked into danger without announcing it. She returned not with pride, but with purpose. And that is the kind of leader the world rarely sees. Someone who doesn't wait for applause. Someone who doesn't fear the unknown. Someone whose presence lifts the standard of everyone around her. Aria looked around the room, humbled. Good work, she said. No speeches, no dramatic announcements, just a leader acknowledging her people. But to them, she wasn't just a leader. She was the one who proved that real authority is earned through service, not title. Real respect is gained through sacrifice, not rank. And real greatness is quiet until the moment it's needed. Final message, powerful ending. So remember, the world notices loud people, but it stands for impactful people. You don't need to shout your worth. You don't need to demand recognition. When you show up with excellence, courage, and integrity, rooms will rise when you enter, not because they fear you, but because they respect what you carry. Walk into every room like Aria Hale. Not loud, not arrogant, just undeniably prepared. Because one day, the world will stand for you too.